Hey everybody, how's it going? For some reason, it turned to be 9 o'clock, and then it didn't automatically turn on for me. So that is very odd. I got my second cup of coffee, and yeah, I'm gonna kind of just get right into this here. Let me recap 2025 for y'all, especially how it was for me. Um, I would say, okay, so January of last year. I had started out with tons of motivation for, workouts and exercise and, taking care of myself. And I find that it's like I do that almost on the daily, like almost every year. And then it's just like I fall off the bus every single time. I mean, for this, I've kind of have done it more consistently than I ever would have thought. And I'm thinking it helps a lot more, like, mentally it's helping me, and I keep forgetting just, like, how well it actually feels, like, how good it feels after I do it. I mean, some days my body is just, like, not in physical pain, but it's like it's letting me know that it's like, "Okay, you need to chill, you need to take it easy, and you need to, recover." Because, during the on week, I am walking 13,000 steps a day, maybe even more, depending on what I'm doing. So it's like, exercising isn't necessarily like the be all be like the end all be all of like what I want to do, but I just figured because I I was having, some like physical issues as far as like when it comes to like kind of my weight. I wasn't necessarily happy with it, and, when I already had, like, kinda semi-bad mental health issues at the time, it it mm, it had affected both. So, that was kind of part of it. And then it was so weird because it was just like oh, jeez. Sorry about that, Eileen. And if you see me, like, looking over here, it's because I have the chat open over there. Um, yeah. 'Cause I just wanted to have it, like, on a bigger screen so then I can actually read what's happening. So, okay, so let me see who's here. Dolly's here, Jesse's here, Eileen is here, Brandy's here, Tina's here, everybody's here. Yeah, refresh if you have to, guys. Refresh if you have to, that's fine. Um, yeah, YouTube is just it's so I don't know what it is anymore, honestly. Um, okay, so let me see. So then like January was like, yep, I'm gonna just start this. I'm gonna, take it on strong, like just kind of like that motivation was high. And then it just kind of started to go downhill. Cause like, and I think a lot of it has stuff to do with the weather. And cause like here in Canada, like even just now, like it's after 9 o'clock and it just started to become daylight outside. Like when I woke up this morning at like 6:30, it's still pitch dark out, and it's like, "Oh my god, I just need, something." Yeah, and if you see me doing like this on my lip, oh my god, I put moisturizer on this morning, but it's like it is not helping in the slightest. My skin gets so freaking dry, so but gotta do what I gotta do. So then probably from February till I'd say about, mm, say maybe to like April, things kinda started to steady out, and then I was like, "Okay, like, maybe if I'm not gonna be doing the exercising thing, I will start with, like, doing podcast episodes and stuff like that, and, like, kinda focus more on the YouTube side of things while working full time." Um, but that never happened. It just became a point where my laundry just finished. Ah, crap. Okay, anyway. Um like, yeah, it just came to the point where I was like, "Okay, I can focus on YouTube," but then it was like after work, I would just get so drained because of just so much pressure that I was putting on myself and I was taking on people's work. Um, I still do that even This year, I've been doing it. Yesterday, I did it because everybody else was, stupid and incompetent, but that's another story for another time. Um, and then it was like I couldn't really find that balance between, like, YouTube and work, and then I was just, like, in that endless cycle of, like, going around the hamster wheel, grinding myself beyond measure, and then I hit the wall in May to about maybe late July, and then that was, like, maybe 3 months of, like, fighting between depression, anxiety, burnout, and just sheer exhaustion over everything, like and there wasn't even anything that was, like, really, like, overly personal happening for me. I mean, other than, my dad was having a little bit of health issues, which started off, like, in December to early January of 2025, so then it was just kind of like, "Well, what the hell? Like, what's gonna happen?" And then, like, I was worried about him so badly because it was definitely, like, heart issues, um, and, like, it just seemed to be a year of heart issues, like, I'm telling you, like, almost everybody that I knew or that I had talked to, had some serious underlying health issues that were coming up, so it was like, "Oh my god," like, that's just the rough way to start your year. And, and then, like, I think I just had, like, a lot of fatigue, I had a lot of, um did I say compassion fatigue already? Like, compassion fatigue was another thing too, like, some of the residents and just family members, and then the overall workload and, like, the coworkers was just becoming unbearing, so then I had said to my supervisor, I said, "Hey, I need to take time off because this is not me. Burnout is not who I wanted to be at that point because I was so irritable, I was miserable, I was chugging caffeine to where I could probably see colors and smell like, I could smell colors and see sounds, um, and yeah, like, it was hard for me to continue, and I'm lucky that that I didn't end up in the hospital because of it, but I was at my lowest. There are certain times even with cleaning, I just couldn't make myself to do it because I just didn't have the motivation and or just even the like, why am I doing this again? Like this is another cycle that I'm still doing that it's just and then of course, like personally when it came to pain management, I had the worst pain, um like I had the worst pains that I had ever thought that I would have in my life in the full year. Other than getting UTIs in December of 2024 into 2025, I had UTIs. So those were terrible. Um, and then, lower back pain was bad. Um, I got fillings done that took about maybe almost a month to heal, and I was taking ibuprofen like crazy. So I was like, if my liver is shot, my liver is gonna be shot. Let me just look at the chat here real quick. The sun is trying to come out here for a change. Sorry to have the heart problem in February on you. What? No, I mean no. I mean, I know it wasn't your idea, but it was like it was a shocker. Like it was just like, oh my god, like one person's already having an issue, and now another person's having an issue, and I'm like, oh no, like please, like the people that I love, please don't die. Like don't do it. But yeah, and then, cause like yeah, and then, like, September and August was really tough for me because, like, usually at that time, the family goes out for vacation, and then it's like I just kinda get a break from people and whatnot, and then it was like, "Well, no, that's not happening," because it was like they went only for 2 days because they were gonna get the brand new car, and then my dad came home, and he was as sick as a dog with the flu, so I was like, "Oh, dear God," and then it was like he was having trouble with his medication because he was on a new medication and like trying to just be like, well, do I go on the 2 time a day dose or do I go on the 1 time a day dose? And it was just like, it was just so, so difficult for him to manage, and he was like, "I'm like, I don't have the energy to do things anymore. I've gained weight. Like, I just can't do anything." And, like, that was very worrisome for me, so I was like, "You gotta try to, try to do something, just very small things," right? I mean, he's doing better now, but, yeah, it was a very long, painful road with that. And I think for me, a lot of it was I had buried myself in work, like tenfold. I buried myself in work. And then when I was burying myself in work, YouTube was on the back burner. Like it was like I had no motivation, no ideas, no nothing for anything. Couldn't focus on anything, couldn't, think of anything to come up with. Like my well had run dry. I'm doing better this year so far. I already have an idea. And yeah, and it was just like, like it was just kind of like setting time for myself to be like, okay, I'm gonna kind of restart everything in my life. Try to like not that I try to be one of those people that is like, yeah, new year, new me type of thing, but it's like I just kind of have to be more mindful of some of the things that I want to make a priority and then also what I want to do moving forward. Um, and so far I've been doing okay with that. And then God, I think I got a little bit of a break in October, November. Still fighting off the depression like crazy. And it was just like, winter's coming. I did manage to walk outside more in like late September, early October when the weather was good. Um, it was like windy as hell from summer to fall. It was windy as hell. And I'm just like, I can't walk out in this because it's gale force winds and like everything. It's just like, it just wasn't a pleasurable experience for me. It wasn't enjoyable. So then after that, and then once December came around, oh, I had never been so happy to say goodbye to 2025 in my life. So December comes around, and I think, well, back in like November, not even then. I mean, I had received a letter from the tax man, and he was saying like, "Oh, you owe this amount of money because we had found a contribution that was in one of your accounts for X amount of money." And I was like, "Okay, well, that's really weird." So I like automatically I was thinking, I'm like, "No, I didn't do it. There's got to be some mistake. It's your guys' fault, not mine." It ended up being mine. And for the whole month of December, I was playing phone tag. I was calling the tax place, I was calling my bank, calling the tax place, calling my other bank, calling my just to hunt down where this money was coming from. And then just about a week ago, I managed to finally realize, oh hey, I had the money the whole time. It was placed into the wrong account, and then when they reassessed it as a contribution for one account as opposed to the account that it had fallen into. So now today I will be sending in the withdrawal, and I will have to withdraw all of that money completely from the account that it's in. And then I was like, "Okay, well, I'll go ahead and I'll pay the withholding tax," because, with even going through tax, man, I'm still gonna have to pay taxes for withholding. So it's like, oh my god. So I spent my whole month of December dealing with that, and then I, get told that my stepsister was coming down for 4 days. First, I was told that it was gonna be 2 weeks, and I was like, "Oh my god, no." Like, just no. Um, because she is just she's a person that I won't go on record to say, much about her, but I just have no I can't deal with her, to be perfectly honest. I cannot deal with her. Um, 1 day was enough out of the 4 days that she was here before Christmas. And then the Saturday on the 27th, one of our poor fur babies had crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, and, And then my stepsister calls, like, we let her know, we let her know because it was her cat, and then she goes on to say, she's like, "Okay, well, now that this cat is dead," even though I haven't taken care of this cat for about 10 years, because when I moved, I couldn't have the cat anymore, so I gave it to my brother, blah, blah, blah. He took care of it for a couple of years, and then he couldn't take care of it because of his other cats weren't getting along with this cat. So then we got entrusted to take care of this cat, and we're like, okay, fine, whatever. But then after the cat died, she calls her mom and she says, "Oh, mom, do you think you could get the cat cremated, paw printed, and can I get a tuft of fur?" And um, yeah. And I was like, "Excuse me?" So it's like you want us to pay money to cremate this cat, which was your cat at the beginning of all of this, but yet you want us to pay for it? And so we're like, "Well, we're not gonna pay for it. I mean, we were her foster family, we're not gonna pay for this." So her mom ended up paying for it, and then I don't know what the hell is gonna go on with the ashes. I think we still have them somewhere. We sent them out somewhere else, but I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I'm like, This is just so like, just so poor value of you." Like, I get that you love your cat, and I love that cat too, but it was like, just to want everything after they're dead was just the thing. So then after that, I'm still dealing with the financial issue, and it's just been hanging over my head, and then it's like, I'm losing sleep over it, was drinking copious amounts of coffee um, to try to cope with it. And it was just a ridiculous, ridiculous thing. On am I the only one still here? Oh, people are still here, they're just not commenting. Okay. I kinda thought about that too because I looked and I'm like, "The chat is still odd." But yeah, that was basically my 2025. There was a lot of stress, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of me ranting, uh, a lot of It just stress, lack of sleep, and then also at work, it had gotten so bad to the point of where, um, I was having meltdowns at work because I would just be so stressed out, and, like, work was definitely affecting me. So for this year, I'm definitely gonna be more mindful of taking my vacation days and, kinda realizing that, "Hey, if I need a sick day here and there, I'm gonna take it." I mean, because it's like I've worked hard enough for the past 8 years. I have suffered through those past 8 years of putting my residents first, and but to also see them fall victim to the incompetence and the lack of compassion from newer caregivers, it really just slaughters my freaking compassion for them as people, and then I always wanna advocate more for the residents that I work for. And yesterday I had 3 people that were lower in seniority than me, and they were telling me how to do my job. And I was like, "You know what? No. For one, I'm your senior staff. I know what the hell I'm doing. So you have the audacity to tell me how to do my job." And there's a lot of communication issues, and there is a lot of broken English issues that does not help in the slightest. Um, so that makes it very, very difficult to work with anybody. And 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 then what else had happened? Oh, so then we were having trouble with the seating arrangement. We had a new seating arrangement for a couple of residents, and we had placed them together, but then we had also moved them a little bit further in so then we could get wheelchairs in there because there's some of them that are like big, hefty wheelchairs. And so the one care aide is taking it and she's like trying to get through, but she just keeps on hitting the wall. And I'm like, okay, had you fixed the seating arrangement beforehand, you wouldn't be ramming against the wall and possibly putting bruises onto this person. And she goes, "Oh, we'll figure it out later. You don't have to be so crazy today and tell us what to do." And I looked at her and okay, so like I walked out to her. I looked at her and I'm going to get close to the camera for this and I just went, "Oh, darling, I haven't even begun to be crazy." And she just turned and walked away. And then I went next door and rewarded myself with a coffee because I'm like, I am not letting you intimidate me because of your lack of obedience, competence, and your utter stupidity and laziness is going to win against me for somebody who has been here longer at the game than you are. And then I get told, "Oh, Hunter, mop, please, water on the floor." And I said, "I'm sorry, is Cinderella here?" "No. So until she is, you mop it up. I'm busy." You know where the mop is, you can get it, and then it's like, treat it as if I wasn't here. You'd have to do it. But no, they left the freaking water on the floor anyway, and I'm like, "You entitled sons of," I'm like, I'm sorry, but most of them think that they are super entitled, so then it's like they don't have to do nothing. When they do that, hand them your tools and say, "Oh, yes, show me how it should be done and see how quickly you're doing it correctly." Yeah, exactly. So it so yeah, and I'm like normally like I was trying to go into this week with like just kind of like this zen chill feeling. And I was like, nope. I'm like eh. And then I found this video and I shared it with Eileen and then she's like, "Yeah, you should send this to your boss." And it's like, I don't need anger management. I need stupidity management. And it just made me like it just appalled me with how because we have one fella who is on his way out. And so then my boss comes in and says, "Okay, like was his AM care done this morning?" And then the one girl goes, "Oh no, like not yet." And then like my boss is like, "Well, no, his care should have been done before breakfast." And she goes, "Yes, I'm waiting on it, but we will do it." And I'm thinking, I'm like, "Excuse me? Like, that is your superior, that is your boss. How the hell do you manage to talk to somebody like that?" And I almost felt like saying, "You know what? Turn around and go and do it." Like, it's like that lack of respect towards towards your supervisor is just I was like, "Okay, maybe I was born in the wrong direction born in the wrong direction." Yeah, I was born upside down or right side up. But, I'm just like, just the lack of respect. I was like, maybe I was born in the wrong generation, but I'm like, how dare you? Like, I'm sitting there having my breakfast and I'm just like, what? I mean, if that was me, she would have been fired right there. But oh my God, like, it just, I was so like, uh, I don't know. I can't, I, I can't handle disrespect. And especially like my boss is 60 and like I've always been taught to respect my elders. Like, even though I know 60 isn't generally considered old, but it's like people have seen shit. People have, they have experienced things. And then for this younger generation, just to like basically give them the middle finger with words, it's like, oh, hell no. Like, that's not going to happen. Because I wouldn't want to be treated that way. I would not want to be disrespected. And then it's like sometimes when I do get disrespected, I give them snark because it's like, I'm going to put you back in your place as a meed of respect. I'm older than you. Shut the hell up. You know? Like, it was just so aggravating. And like, I'm like, you know what? Y'all are going to have to deal with this because I'm just going to go and I'm going to continue doing my freaking work. I'm not gonna be the babysitter for people who have been told thousands and thousands and thousands of times how to not do something or how to do something. It's such entitlement and it's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. Kids think they know everything. Yeah, I basically am working with a bunch of kids and they're in their 20s and I'm in my 30s. And it's like, just, it's so aggravating. It's so aggravating. Common courtesy isn't, yeah, common sense and common courtesy isn't a thing anymore. It's just like, ugh. And it's like, well, like I gave praise to some of my other coworkers because when my supervisor and I went to go get groceries because we were running out of supply. So then I was like, well, we might as well just go do it. There were two other people that handled the laundry, took out the garbage, and cleaned up things while I was away. So I'm like, you know what? You guys are going to be getting more of the praise because you realize that it's like we have nothing to do, so we're going to make ourselves busy. Whereas the other three, no, they just sat down on their phones the whole entire time. And I'm like, I mean, don't be surprised if you get fired because I don't know. That person would have a report on their file on the way to being dismissed from the job. Yeah. And like the sad thing is that I think the only reason why some of the people haven't been dismissed is because like my boss is afraid that they're going to go to the labor board and then bring labor board standards into it and then also say like, oh, she fired me because I'm Indian or she fired me because I'm Ukrainian or she fired me because of blah blah. And it's like, I get it, but at the same time it's like sloppy workers, man. Like nobody needs them. If the residents' care is being affected because of your sloppiness, like you can do all of us a favor just by leaving, you know? But I digress. I'm not one for stupidity, and I'm not one for like, just disrespect. I never have been, and I know that a lot of people get mad at me for it, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm treating my residents with the respect that they deserve. My grandkids think they're owed and don't have to earn it. Oh yeah. That's why you have the reports on file to support the firing for incompetence. Yeah. Speaking of courtesy and appreciation, I want to thank you so much for helping me figure out how to do the VP thing. It meant so much to me. You have no idea. You truly are a bestie. Oh, Brandy. I mean, that's like very that's sweet of you. And like well, I mean, for me, it's a very simple thing to do. But, I mean, I hope it worked out for you because, like, like I said, I mean, your phone is Android, and I'm not good with Android because I have iPhone. I used to have Android, but now I have iPhone. So, um, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Water. I woke up this morning and I coughed out my lungs, and it's so weird because it's still long-term COVID cough. Like, it's like I'll start off, and then it just sounds like I've been smoking like 20 packs my entire life. And it's like my voice just gets very tired from it, and I'm like, and then it's like, well, I had a little bit of herbal tea just to kinda relax things. Then I was like, "I have to be on camera today." So it's like talking is it's like I picked a good day to have a coughing fit right before I was about to, or, like, right before I was about to come on camera. I sound like a dying seal when I cough. I've heard it. Can't fix stupid, but can train ignorance. No, not really. I hate to break it to you, Dolly, but you can't train ignorance. You really can't. We have tried, and people are still doing the same thing over and over and over just because they're ignorant and incompliant. So it's like, nope. Stupidity and incompetence rules the world, and ignorance is the way of the world these days. You can't train willful ignorance. Yeah. And then it's like, well, like people have said to me before, it's like, well, like, why aren't you telling us what to do? And I'm like, first, I'm senior staff. Two, I know what the fuck I'm doing, pardon my French. And three, it's how it's been done. It's how it's always been done, and it's not my fault that you're a moron and you don't know how to do your job. So, I mean, I never say that, but it's like some days. I mean, some days I turn into to Tony some days, and then some other days I just have to turn around and I have to walk away and I have to kind of zen myself out and, not turn into a grumpy Jeff because some days, I'm telling you, it just drives me insane. But I digress. I mean, I did a lot better this week than I probably have done like all week. Thursdays are hard. Thursdays are a little bit more difficult because it's just always different staff. It's just always different staff. Each generation says kids these days. It was said about all of us. Oh, absolutely. And like I think society always just wants to like try to find a way to like how we can see um how society is supposed to be and it only has to be one way and then it's like, oh, the kids these days and it's like, well, no. I mean, if parents actually knew how to parent their kids, but they cannot. You cannot parent your kid anymore. You have to be friends with your kids. And that being said, that's where you get spoiled, rotten little monsters. So, but I can't necessarily say that because I don't have kids. But I have seen kids that rule the roust of their parents. And it is just utterly shocking. So, hard to parent your kids when you're working 2 or more jobs. I mean, that is true too, because you're trying to make ends meet. You're trying to keep, a roof over your head. You're trying to keep food on the table. You're trying to keep, you know, like, and I mean, for the parents out there that manage to raise respectable kids, for your quite or your to tag on to your comment there, Brandy, absolutely. Yeah, like, I mean, parents are terrified someone will call Child Protective Service on them because parents have no rights. They have no rights anymore. The kids rule the roust, and, being a parent is basically you can't parent. It's just as simple as that. You cannot parent. So, it's very it's very frustrating. And I give mad props to the parents that are managing to parent their parents. Yeah. I had it happen to a friend, had to be a character witness for her in court. My god. I mean, like, I've always heard kids say that it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call Child Protective Services on you because 'cause you're being terrible to me, blah, blah, because you wouldn't give me my Xbox or whatever," and it's like, okay, well, 2 wrongs don't make a right there. The kid is not getting what he wants, but also the parent made the mistake of spoiling the child for that temporary moment of happiness. And, like, we live in a world of obsession and compulsion, and material goods are the only things that are gonna make us happy, and it's like, you know, God forbid you die tomorrow. What's all that material crap gonna do? It's gonna sit there and it's gonna collect dust. Eventually, it'll be moved or it'll be donated, but it's all gonna collect dust. So, I mean I know that I buy material stuff. Like, I know once I'm dead, all of this is gonna be sitting there collecting dust too, but it's like, once you're dead, you're dead. That's it. Once you're dead, you're dead. So it's like, it's okay to live your life and it's okay to, do whatever, but just think about it. Like, I would rather wanna live a life trying to be nice to people, do what I can as my service and dedication to my community and to the people that I serve. Um, hopefully living a life of respect, but also, trying to be like, "Hey, I raised hell." I raised hell while I was on this earth, and hopefully, maybe it meant something near the end. Um, it's been like that for generations, it's not just now. Yeah, I think, like, to tag on to that, Eileen, it's getting worse with every generation. Like, anything that has already started is just getting worse. Like, I mean, probably a lot of you can attest to this too. Like, there was never, um, like, bullying. Well, there was bullying in school, but there was never to where when the bully would be caught doing something, they didn't just get sent home for a day. Like, they would have repercussions of what was going on, and, like, school shootings never happened when I was going to school. I mean, even in Canada, we're starting to get school shootings now. So, I mean, not where I'm at, thank God. I mean, we had a bomb scare at my high school. Like, this was I was already graduated, but I had read that there was a bomb threat at the high school that I went to. And, I'm like, "This is just getting scary, guys." Like, it's like, 'cause there's no repercussions for anybody's behavior, and there's no accountability for anybody's behavior, 'cause we let material goods and material influencers influence our behavior. So, it's I'm getting deep here. This is getting, like, philosophical, I like it. When I'm in public, I try to do one random act of kindness, yes. I must take it to the playground at 3 PM, have a little fight, and then move on. Cell phones weren't a thing. Exactly. I mean, like, and I'm not saying that I was ever one to get physically violent when I was going to school, but there were a couple of times where one girl, and I acted purely in self-defense. I think this girl was having a really bad day, and she came from a broken family. So, I mean, knowing that now, I mean, like, I was like, I completely understand where it was coming from, so I get it. I mean, I came from a broken family too, but I never really resorted to violence, um, in that way. So it's like I'm at my locker and I'm just unlocking my lock and putting away my stuff. It's the end of the day and getting ready to head to the bus. I turn around and this chick is going nuts. She's hitting me, she's slapping me, like, she is just going for it, and so I go on the defensive, like, I never hit her back, but I defended myself, like, anytime that she would hit me, I went defend, 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 and then I was like I just stood there and I'm like, "You done?" Like, "Really?" Because it's like, you've already have given me 3 warning shots, and then if I hit you, I'm gonna feel bad, but also maybe you'll learn your lesson. And so she saw that I was very, like I was ready. I was ready. And she shoved me, and then I didn't push back, and I just said, "You feel better now that you've gotten that out of your system?" She turned around and then walked away. And then one of my other classmates, he comes over and he goes, "The hell was that about?" And I'm like, "Beats me." I was just like, she was just having a rough day. And like she just decided to take her frustration out on me, like, completely at random, and I'm like, "Okay." Like, I mean, and, like, honestly, like, if it had came to me to meet violence with violence, I would have hurt her real bad. She was very tiny, very malnourished, um, and just, like, I was just surprised. Like, I had never been in a fight in my life, and I was honestly, I never was taught how to fight, I was never, brought up to fight, but it's like, holy crap, like, I was never expecting this, like, this was probably in 8th grade, so I'm like, what, 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there, and I'm just like, this chick just comes up to me and starts beating me senseless. I mean, she didn't hit me hard, but it was enough to where it was like, "Okay, you're starting to piss me off. Stop, please." took discipline out of schools and kids are out of control. And then with the heart of social media at the forefront of everything, oh god, yeah. It makes it it makes it tough. It really makes it tough. But I digress, like I've always kind of been one of those people to just kind of been like, okay, this person's having probably a bad day. Where's this stemming from? But when you're in it, you're in it. Took support for the teachers, allowing them to teach the information rather than teaching memorization of dates, etc. That's a real problem. Yeah. And like I seen the family dynamic of where she was coming up from and like it was a very rough situation. So I didn't I didn't think of her too poorly, but I also knew that it was like, yeah, she's having a tough time. I get it. So it's like maybe if you just manage to get that frustration out on me, then that's fine. I mean, she talked to me the next day, so it was like, okay, just had some pent up anger and had to take it out on somebody type of thing. But and like I mean, I went to like I don't even think schools have guidance counselors anymore, or rather that, or it's like everybody's not beaten into submission, but like everybody just stays silent when it comes to a lot of things because it's like if you took it to somebody, then you're a tattletale. Or you take it to somebody, then it's like, oh well, like you're saying shit and you're starting stuff, and it's like, ugh. And thank God I graduated when I did, because if I had to go just to high school these days, ugh, I don't think I would survive, honestly. I barely survived when I did go to high school, so it was like, ugh. I remember the days of physical discipline in schools, it was not good. Oh God, yeah. I mean, like days of the belt or days of rulers, pointer sticks, erasers. Yeah, yeah. Like when my dad was going to school, one of the teachers was so freaking like hot-headed, I guess. She threw a chalk eraser right at him. Anybody who acted up in school, you'd get eraser thrown at you. And it's like, poor yeah, like. But moving along from that, I mean, that was basically my 2025. A lot of sadness, a lot of depression. I think I'm doing better now. Um, there's a lot of changes that I have made. I've started to meditate in the mornings now. So it's like I'll get up at like 6 in the morning, meditate for a couple minutes, go back to bed for a couple hours, wake up, do my regular thing. Um, and then, it starts my day off right. It really starts my day off right. And I mean, today was on the other hand because it was like um uh like just because I was like, well, I'm going to be doing this for most of the morning, so it's like I probably won't have time, and I probably won't have time to go back to bed because if I do, then it's only going to be 20 more minutes, and then I'm going to be groggy as shit. So I didn't want to do that. Um, so I didn't. So once my alarm went off, I just laid in bed and just breathed for 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I can get back. I can get back to what I'm doing. Sit in a corner with dunce hat on head. Worst discipline I remember seeing being made was to sit on the side of the class with your hands on your head. It was so much more effective. Yeah. Like I remember there was like timeout corners, or there was like, some people would just be like, okay, you just go and you sit outside of the classroom door because you're disrupting the class. Just get out. So it's like, okay, whatever. But yeah. Like, I always like, I got in trouble, but it was always because I was an accomplice in somebody else's shit, you know? Like, I was always be involved because somebody else was doing something stupid, and then I would get caught in the act of it because I would be friends with them. And it's like, this is why I'm not making friends, y'all, because it's like, can't trust nobody. It's like, God, trust issues at a young age, like Jesus, Um, So then 2026, I feel like, and I'm not gonna say that 2026 is gonna be the year because then that just sets a lot of unrealistic expectations for myself. But I am gonna try to make 2026 better than 2025, at least mentally, and take care of myself. And just try to do what I can. Think about the stress at your work, then imagine having to take care of a family at the same time. Oh God, yeah. I mean, I've been very fortunate to, um, uh, like, I mean, I don't know how some of my coworkers do it. Like, they have families at home, they're working 2 jobs, and then they're going through what I have to go through, which is like, or what I have been going through, that is one of those things that it's like, I'm very grateful that I don't have a family to take care of, and I don't have a secondary job. So, my stresses are very minimal compared to what other people are going through. And I mean, it also makes it difficult when other people are working a very stress-filled job that pays more money, is the same amount of work, but management is shit. So it makes a lot of people very stressed out in that regard. So it's like I get it. It's like, can we just hopefully, um like, not saying that we have to get along, it's nothing about that. Because some of them I will never get along with, no matter how hard I try and no matter how hard I try to be, "Okay, yes, I understand." As much as I try to be chill about it, I'm like, "You're a complete moron, but okay." Um, but it's like there are just some people that I'm like, "I have to walk away from you. I just I have to walk away." And, I mean, there's one particular person that she just leaves messes left, right, and center for me, and I'm like, "You know what?" I told them last year, I said, "I am not your maid, so until you see me in a maid outfit, you're gonna have to start cleaning up your messes, because 'cause I'm not doing it. I am here to clean up after the residents, not after you." So, I think the steps you've taken so far have set you up for a successful 2026. I hope so. I hope so. You just have to coexist, yes, and it's very hard coexisting with stupid people. But I digress. So, I guess while I'm still here, did you guys have any questions? Did you guys want to know anything? I basically have told you almost everything, but is there anything that's like you're curious about or that you're wondering? I gotta switch my laundry over in a minute here, so pity the stupidity. Yes. It's like I pity you for being born stupid. Uh, I mean that's horrible of me to say, but anyway, that's, that's how it goes. Yeah. And there is a video that's coming. I'm gonna try to record it sometime today or maybe tomorrow. Because I have laundry to do. And speaking of laundry, our washer, um, the dogs gave out in the agitator, so we had to wait for about 3 weeks before the parts actually came in. And just yesterday we got them, so now our agitator works again, so it's good. I'm liking the polls you're giving us. That is those polls are so difficult to make because it's like I don't want to give like all of the hard hitters at once, Like I want to give kind of like the like the minimal video, a little bit of its moment in the sun. But it's like, oh, it's so tough because then I look at it and then it's like there's some of them that are like 50-50, and I'm like, God, I'm like, come on. You get like y'all aren't making it easy for me to choose, but I always have like one that's on the top. So I'm sorry you got the burden of stupidity. Bless your little heart. I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Um, yeah, like the polls are different because it's like there's polls and then there's quizzes, and I'm gonna focus more on polls than I am quizzes because I found the quizzes were very confusing for a lot of people. So I was like, I'll just I'll just go with the poll. Like whatever. Um, yeah, and I'm trying to kind of be a little bit more active with the YouTube thing because YouTube is a grind, guys. I'm telling you, because like I've had to go back in all of my videos so far. And I had to update like the descriptions and I've had to update the tags and I've had to update so many things. And then I'm also realizing now that even when I'm going through the videos, like there's missing like my social media information and like where people can find me. And it's like, oh God, it's like all of this extra work. And it's only me. It's only me that handles the channel. So it's like, ah. So Um, and then I think I let it go, like, for far too long because I was just making so many videos, and then I would get exhausted, and then I would go back, and then I'm like, "Oh, I haven't updated this since it probably first came out." So it's like, "Oh, shit." But anyway, live and learn. Yeah, if anybody else is gonna be doing YouTube out there, I highly do not recommend it. Cut and paste file for that stuff. Yeah, I'm slowly remaking one so then I can just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Because then it makes it so much easier. But it's like just to go into every individual video of the 100 and something videos that I have. It's like, uh. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna wind this up here, or wind this up. I'm gonna close this off. And thank you guys so much for watching. Happy 2026. I know that it's not the new year anymore. I mean, we've made it through the first week of 2026. So you just gotta be um, just I'm wishing you guys all the best moving forward. I'm hoping that things go well for you. I'm hoping things go well for me. Gonna try. Oh, and I forgot to say I've started going to therapy again, so we're gonna see how that goes. Had my first session last Saturday, so it was really, really good. So I'm starting on a good path. So I'll see how long I can go for that. Um, yeah, let's just have a gentle year. Just give yourself rest, give yourself recovery, give yourself peace, hope. Um, yeah. I mean, I know that a lot of the places, government officials are not allowing that to happen, which sucks big time. But love is always going to be so much stronger than hate. So, okay, guys. Mwah. All of the smooches, and I'm gonna get mwah. There we go. So, a good kiss for your day. I got laundry to do, so I'm gonna go do that. So, love all of you guys. Take care, and I will see you next month. Bye.